So I hear a lot of competitors say that they would like to be able to eat intuitively one day, or a lot of people in general, who have been following plans, diets, restrictive programming, or maybe even not restrictive programming, but constantly tracking macros or watching everything that they put in their mouth. And I decided to make this episode of Build More Than Just a Body series about how you can eat intuitively without intuitive eating. The principle of intuitive eating itself is really about listening to your body, right? Using your intuition. A lot of people just go, oh, it's about eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. But, you know, with the background that I have, I know that it goes a lot deeper than that. And here's the thing, if you think about when you are hungriest, you'll tend to eat till you're really, really full because you're so hungry. All your mind is thinking about is getting food, food, food. So you tend to eat past a level of fullness that you would normally eat. Versus when you're eating, throughout the day, you tend to sustain your normal hunger levels and you feel fine. You have like a healthy level of hunger, and then you just, eat and you're good. So there is a level two intuitive eating that I think gets ignored, which is the fact that we can be proactive in our efforts. But I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about specifically how you can eat intuitively without intuitive eating. So here we go. A couple of things that come to mind first and foremost. Being mindful. So instead of just following a plan or tracking your macros or constantly just eating things to fit a certain number of macros, what if instead you asked yourself, what does my body really need right now? And then used that to dictate how you filled your macros or used your macros or ate that day. Maybe you follow a diet plan and you're told to eat an apple. And then you go into it and you're like, I last time I ate an orange, I felt really energized. I felt really good. So maybe you eat an orange again instead. See how you feel. Or maybe you're craving watermelon. So you have that. Or you're at a party with friends and you decide, all right, well, there's some strawberries here. I have fruit on my plan later. Let me have a cup of these. So it's about being willing to listen to your body and honor your body. But beyond that, let's talk more. Intuitive eating can also look like this. You're on a prep plan or you're committed to a plan and you don't want to change the plan at all, right? You want to stick to the plan, but you want to be able to one day eat intuitively. Well, how can you expect yourself to do that if you never listen to your intuition? So how can we start listening now? So when there is a day where we do have that opportunity, let's say post show when you're not as strict on your plan potentially, how can you listen to your body more? Well, every time you eat something, just take a moment and write down how it made you feel. This can become a really great log to look back on when you do enter, let's say, intuitive eating and go, oh, yeah, that food made me feel really good, or that one didn't as much. And you can see if that's still true and incorporate those foods or not incorporate those foods moving forward in your lifestyle. One other thing to consider is how you feel before you eat and how you think that that food will make you feel. So bringing mindfulness to your decisions is a really great way to bring your intuition into a set plan, a set nutrition plan or a set of macros. That way, you're not going on autopilot. And that's a big, big thing I see with people. They just go on autopilot. It's like as soon as you're given a plan, nothing matters about your body and how your body feels and your hunger levels. And instead, everything that you do is dictated by your diet or your macros. It doesn't have to be that way. I think it's really important to understand that we can be intuitive and understand how our body feels without necessarily having to eat intuitively. Instead, learning from our body throughout these different journeys and processes we go through. So I'd love to hear how you might apply that. How might you start eating more intuitively? In my food relationship program, I actually have a full journal that includes a set of mealtime rituals, daily reflections. Now, of course, it's not all this program is. It's a lot of deep intentional work together and introspective work. It's a discovery program. So it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I love bringing mindfulness to the table and getting people away from this autopilot mode and thinking only of numbers and, set plans as their way of eating, and instead connecting us back to our bodies, because our body has this innate ability to guide us to what's best for us. And if we truly believe that our body wants to function at an optimal level, then we can trust our body, but we have to be willing to take that step to doing so. So if this was helpful for you, I can't wait to hear how you apply it for yourself. Make sure you share it with a friend if you think it would help them too. Or, maybe if you have toyed with the idea of doing intuitive eating, but you're not fully comfortable with it yet, start with this. Start with mindfulness. Start by asking your body how she feels. After, before, during. Just really tune in. You can't go wrong if you're present.